Because here's the thing, I think I'm a lot like you. I think that you're probably similar to me in many ways. You probably think like I do. You probably have had the same experiences as me. For years I've kept my head down, working damn hard to create a nice lifestyle with enough money to do what I want. Live in a nice area, buy the kinds of things that I wanted, but I was getting old enough to start seeing lines on my face and grey hairs that weren't there before. Things are starting to appear, life having its effect on me. Biology is biography. Now in my spare time I love reading all the self-help books that you can think of, plus hundreds of books you probably can't. I spent fortunes doing all the training courses, from small free intro talks right up to full-blown 2-week-long retreats in foreign countries. And I've got more certificates on my walls than I have wall space. And if you know me, then you know that personal development is my life. Now everything was trundling along quite well until late 2002. Now there's a saying that people use, the dark night of the soul, and it's nothing to do with Batman. One night, when you finally snap, you finally had enough and you question everything that you thought was real and normal, and you just cave in because you can't take it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Eventually I cracked up. 2002, I was working too hard, I had too many bills piling in, there was constant arguing with my fiancée, and I eventually fell ill. And I snapped. And I walked out, I left my relationship, I left my house, I left a successful business, and I went and hid. I got a tiny flat, nobody knew where I was, and I basically cried myself to sleep at night for months in a tiny flat. Now I had a complete and utter freedom, but I had absolutely zero security. Or that's how it felt to me. And I was scared to death. What had I done? That's what was going through my head. Oh my God, what have I done? Now it was probably money for security that kept me where I'd been miserable for months before. That kind of grey zone where it's not good enough, but it wasn't bad enough to change it. And then eventually it got awful. So there I was, alone in the dark, thinking to hell with relationships, too much trouble than they're worth. Scared, lonely and panicking. Has this ever happened to you? Can you relate to any of this? All I wanted was all that internal chatter in my head to shut up and the emotional pain to disappear. I wanted my nice house and my successful business back. I wanted a caring and trusting partner to snuggle up to at night. And I wanted to have the freedom to do what I wanted, when I wanted, with who I wanted, for as long as I wanted. Basically, I wanted control of my life. Now here's the truth about what happened next. I swear this is true. I was wandering around in a daze. I felt as if I had a bag over my head. And I agreed to a trip to the States with a friend of mine called Billy. And 3 months later we touched down in Hawaii. And it all felt strangely familiar. Now, you probably have heard of that kind of homecoming feeling that you maybe read about in books, where the author goes somewhere for the very first time. They've never been there before, yet when they get there, they feel safe, they feel as if they've been there before, they know their way around, it feels comfortable, it feels homely. Well, that was how I felt. I'd never felt that before, and it felt weird. Now, I'd studied Hawaiian Huna before. Huna is the Hawaiian spiritual, psychology and healing system. And quite honestly, it freaked me out. Whenever I heard people chanting in Hawaii, it physically hurt me in my chest. There were very, very few books in Huna. There was some generic kind of fluffy theory stuff, but there was nothing really practical on how to that you could apply immediately. Yet there we are, booked on a 2-week Huna intensive seminar in Hawaii, on the other side of the planet, in paradise, glorious sunshine, cycling along the Pacific Ocean to get to the hotel every morning. So, day one was spent clearing out all the emotional pain that I picked up from the past. And at the end of the first evening, I began to think, is it possible that I created all that heartache to justify me being here? So I went back to Hawaii 5 more times over the next 3 years. And each time we went back, we learned more tools, cleared out more emotional junk, and cleared out the emotional sewage that you pick up. Learn simple and easy techniques to boost your energy, to give you more control, and to replace all the chattering monkeys with calm and peace and quiet. Really. Now, the last time I was there, I was given permission to teach Huna, having completed my full initiator training and going all the way up to the top level. Last time we were there, Cheryl and I got married on the beach. We were married by a Hawaiian kahuna priest, and we had a Hawaiian musician. And I was wearing a suit in the sunshine. The last time we were there, we dipped our toes, nothing else, just the toes, into a fertility pond. And we got pregnant practically instantly. Well, I didn't, Cheryl did. Now Cheryl doesn't have to work, and she can stay at home, and she can be mum for Luke. And I work from home, so Luke actually knows what his daddy looks like. Now Cheryl humours me, but I think deep down she thinks, as long as it pays the bills, you know. Fortunately, it does way better than that. If you just Google my name, see what comes up. In fact, many of my students have actually gone on to teach what they've learned. Now, it costs several £1,000s, and you'll lose a couple of days of your life if you actually want to travel to Hawaii. And even if you did, my teachers don't teach Huna anymore. In fact, Huna was illegal till 1989. It was actually banned by the church. So I now offer Huna training in Scotland, from the initial weekend right up to full-blown initiation. Now, these are ancient Hawaiian secrets, but they make you tingle with so much energy, and they make you look so much younger than you actually are. I'm actually 112. That the missionaries banned them as sinful. You'll be in complete control of your life. You'll have a peaceful calmness and certainty and confidence that people ache for. And you can also let go of the past in minutes, not years, using therapies and techniques that are deeper and faster and more profound than any other interventions I know. You can let go of the past, you can dump toxic relationships, and you can become practically bulletproof. So come and join the fun. April 11th, 12th, I'm running my first weekend. First of 4. You can do all 4, or you can do just the 1. It's entirely up to you. Although I think when you've had the taste of the first one, you're probably going to want to do the lot. Have a look elsewhere on this webpage, whoever it is, for details of the seminar. And if you have any questions, please email me, get in touch with me, and I'd love to see you there. So with that in mind, I'll speak to you again. Take care. Bye-bye.